Hey everyone, this is Mike, and I'm here with Isaac.
Howdy.
And apparently, the gaming world is on fire at the moment because of a bunch of announcements that have been made in the last couple of hours, especially on the Sony side, as they've recently announced that physical games will not be a thing moving forward when it comes to January 2028 for new games releasing on any and all PlayStation consoles. And yeah, they really made this announcement saying that as consumer preferences and broader entertainment industry continues to shift away from physical disc to digital, physical game production for all new games releasing PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. Following this date, new games will be available on the PlayStation Store and at retails in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that have already released or are releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. And then they just say that this is like, the natural shift to consumer trends, blah, blah, blah. We've heard this a million times before. No one's happy about this. Absolutely nobody is happy about this. And usually there would be some kind of, I don't know, some kind of, some little bit of the defense force for this kind of news. Like, some PlayStation fanboys would be trying to justify this. No. Absolutely no. Nobody on social media is defending this whatsoever. This is probably the biggest faux pas. In fact, I can even go to the comment section of this video and say, yeah, exactly. Really disappointing news. I don't like this. Always preferred physical over the digital. Terrible news. Rest in peace, gaming collecting. Literally own nothing but licensing. What a horrible decision. Something in Spanish and something in French. I'm sorry. And always knew this was going to happen. Sad times, horrible decision. Nobody's happy about this. And yeah, that's the long and short of it. And your thoughts?
You know, it's bad, but you know what? I always keep on saying if you give an inch, they'll take a mile. And I know this is a sucky situation, but this was going to be par for the course. Let's call it for what it is at the end of the day. We as millennials have grown up with a lot of technology and a lot of change in technology through only very 20, 30 year technical span. So to honestly see us eventually moving to pivot into this point of just digital content hasn't been shocking. Is it disappointing? 100%. The fact that, like everybody's saying, the fact that we don't have physical media, the fact that we won't be able to own all of our stuff, the fact that we won't be able to sit down and share stuff is unfortunate. But at the same time, this was almost a sad natural progression of things, because let's be fair to us, we have to take some of the blame for this.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, we chose convenience over buying physical media,
over preservation, and
ownership and preservation. We deliberately traded that.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the outcome to it? So you go back from 10, 20 years ago, where maybe digital gaming was only maybe 10%. Now in 2024, 2025, that's now bumped up to 80%. So the numbers have sat down and proved that. So you take us millennials along with Gen Zers and other generations that have moved. We've moved to this right now, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's unfortunate. It's terrible. You start to think about, and again, like you said, you start to think about not having game preservation in a time where basically all these studios are honestly want to basically control your accounts, your games, your libraries, and basically have the final say to it.
Yeah.
Especially even the moment right now where you have that moment with games are being killed off at the moment where
Stop killing games
moment right now which is desperately trying to fight governments, both the West and the East, from stopping these game companies to try to take a hold of your games and not be able to have any kind of ownership at the moment too.
Mm-hmm.
Another sad situation you also have to think about is like companies like GameStop. Now, I know not everybody's a big fan about GameStop, and I'm actually kind of curious to see what GameStop's and nobody's big in stocks, but I am curious to see where the price is after Sony made this announcement, because you also have to think about a company like this is now getting secondhand market is now totally getting killed. After this announcement, how does GameStop even stay afloat moving forward?
I mean, there's still
the situation.
Yeah, I mean, there's still physical for Xbox,
but at what point? But now with them making this decision, you also have to see that Microsoft is not far behind for making that same kind of decision moving forward right now. And at the end of the day, like hell, Nintendo has already made that decision a long time ago with certain games already. So like it seems like we're already heading down that course. And you also have to worry about the mom and pop stores too. Like you said, the secondhand markets, like those retro stores that you would go and visit to find old games and copies.
Yeah,
and stuff
now
like
they
that.
have no reason to like stock up on these modern consoles because they're not going to have like disc drive. They're not going to have physical media with it. And again, like you about to just mention about Xbox, the same day Xbox Project Helix is reportedly all digital and not going to have a disc drive. So
there we go.
Which is another like again as project. It's just all going down in this one direction where you will own nothing and you will be happy, and no one's happy. No one's happy right now.
It's kind of like you said, like predicted it too. Like people kind of predicted like consoles were going to become cell phone companies, where at the end of the day, you don't really even own your own console at the moment. So you would literally, in order for you to be able to use your console, you would have to pay like either a yearly fee just to be able to turn the goddamn machine on.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't shock me if we're heading down to that road. Like every little instance has shown us that you don't own anything at this point.
Yeah, it sucks. It really does, and it just kind of kills the one big reason why you would even want to get a gaming console in the first place. It usually was for the exclusives and being able to have a physical copy to play with. But even then, it's just been going down this stupid rabbit hole of like these aren't physical games. Even if you even have a disc in hand, you're still don't even own the data on that disc. It's just a license that they could just take away from you at any point. Just like with the whole Stellar Blade situation, where a bunch of people who were able to play the game early, who got a copy of the game early, basically got locked out of the game until release date. And a whole situation with like certain versions of the game where it was completely uncensored, and then they installed a patch. They forced a patch onto you. You connect online and basically censors the game and stuff like that. It's just another like situation where they have total control of what you're playing, and a lot of people just don't like that. It just sucks. Now, I know a lot of people would say, like, what about, like, PC gaming? That's mostly digital these days. And that's mostly thanks to Steam, because, like, how they handle digital is almost completely different compared to how every other, like, company handles digital.
Yeah, but again, they still went that route at the end of the day, because I even thought about that too, because again, when's the last time that our PCs even have disk drives on it? Like,
yeah.
I bet your PC doesn't have one.
No, it
Mine
doesn't
either at the moment. So again, we kind of allow this to happen,
Yeah, we did.
So,
but even still, more so, at least with PC, you could just buy a cheap disk drive and connect it to it and whatnot if you really need to play something physical on it.
I guess.
Because it's just like disk drives for like PCs are not expensive at all.
No, they're probably not.
They're really not. But regardless, it's still like most PCs are like, digital for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. We with Steam was GOG, with Epic, with their libraries, everything has moved digital right now. That's just kind of been the way of the land, and that's how us and other, younger generations of gamers have kind of now um, i- interacted with their entertainment at the
Yeah.
moment.
I mean, and it's not like I'm trying to push back against like digital completely as it's the worst thing ever and no one should support it. No, obviously I don't mind downloading my games. I just would also prefer to have physical as an option, especially for a console. Like, and again, it just goes back to the whole situation with stuff like the Nintendo Switch 2 and the game key cards and how you're not buying like a physical, like, like game. You're buying just like a key to access a digital download for the game. And a lot of, it just turns a lot of people off because it just rubs people the wrong way. It just gives people the ick that like these corporations are just. I mean, we're just. What can I really say? We're just kind of just repeating ourselves over and over. We don't like this.
I know. It
It's just
feels like
like-
every time we go on, we do one of these things. It's almost like on repeat at the moment. Only just a couple of weeks ago was GTA being announced. Both
The standard and
the standard and the ultimate edition are
Yeah.
both going to be digitally owned. And when you both sit down to purchase it, the quote unquote physical copy, it's just a code sitting there waiting for you when
Yeah.
you open up that case, And they already also give you a glimpse into the video game future with the Ultimate Edition locking out certain
Like
certain
features.
features within the actual game. So they already hinted your future of what video games are going to look like moving down the road.
Yeah.
So
It's just a real big shame that it's gone to this inevitable conclusion. And I mean, at the very least, a lot of people are, like voicing their concerns and disdain over this decision. And it really just, I don't know if it's just going to be enough to get these companies to like reconsider the decision, because it seems they're just really aggressive about it and just like saying like we don't care at this point, like, are like, especially for like Sony, their reputation is already in the gutter at this point.
and this is an Eastern company. This is a
Oh,
Japanese
not
company.
I mean, Sony Entertainment.
What it is.
No, Sony Computer Entertainment. Absolutely not, because remember,
It's Japanese.
not really.
It's a Japanese company.
No, not the entertainment side.
Okay,
Remember-
Sony. That's your name. Your
Yep.
name's on it.
But
That's a
again,
Japanese company.
and I disagree, considering that their headquarters has been completely moved to
Your
Sony.
name is on the company.
They completely moved to
Your
California.
name's on the company.
They basically force like
Names on the
Western.
company.
They force Western values all over the company
I
now.
don't care what you're saying. Your name is on the company. Your name's on it. It says Sony.
It's like
You run
it's
the like. It's like what you're just basically trying to say is like, yeah, you're like you're running a company, but I'm fucking up. That's your name. Your name is still on that company.
man, yeah, but again,
Like I'm representing you pretty much under your brand name.
yeah, but again, Sony Computer Entertainment is an entire brand for the PlayStation. Sony Computer Entertainment completely. There's multiple different branches
Sony.
for Sony.
Does it start
that's all
PlayStation
over.
or is it Sony PlayStation?
Yeah, for
Title
for the
Sony PlayStation. Your name is on the company. It starts thick. It's Sony,
Yeah.
not Sony PlayStation. Not PlayStation. Sony PlayStation.
Yeah, and again, they are located in California now. Their entire
Which is a
headquarters.
Japanese-run company. Sony PlayStation.
No,
What are you
they're
doing, Michael?
No, they are not run by. Japan branch has no say in what Sony Computer Entertainment
I don't
does.
care. Your name is from a Japanese company. You are Sony. Okay, fuck it. Fuck. We're running around with aesthetics. It doesn't matter. We're moving on.
It's just like,
It doesn't matter.
mm,
Moving
they-
on.
like,
Moving
yeah.
on.
But regardless, again, Sony is really not like obviously are not on good terms with a lot of people again because recently they've also this has come off the heels of the whole 500 movies being removed from their service that people have already paid for, and these were like big movies like Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Hot Fuzz, and a bunch of other movies just got completely yanked from the
Because
store.
their license, they lost their license agreement, which is very funny that they decided to make this announcement a day after they lost all the licenses to all those movies, and they pulled all those movies off people's accounts.
And just gone. It's just like you pay for it, too bad. It's gone. And just it's just like it's just upsetting. It's just really stupid. Again, and these are like apparently like all big name movies like Evil Dead 1, 2, Rambo, First Blood, RoboCop. It's just like
And I bet even television shows too.
Yep.
Like, you lost that entire library. It's gone. And what do you have to say for it too? Right now?
Nothing.
And I think another thing too, and maybe this is just me speculating. I think like they've been looking forward to this because I think they just want to stop doing ultimate editions. In my opinion, like they did, like back in the day, in order to justify selling a game for $100 or $200, they would do a lot of these special edition stuff. They would figure a way to give you all these tchotchkes and all these little toys and gimmicks just to be able to sell a game for this price. Now that they're kind of eliminating that physical copy, it now they can kind of price these games to wherever they want. You know, I feel like that's kind of the ultimate push.
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
a
I get
situation
you.
like that.
But as it stands, again, nobody's happy about the announcement, the news that Sony is going to be discontinuing physical copies in January 2028. And I hope that a lot of this pushback is going to be enough to reconsider, but I highly doubt it.
No,
Regardless,
absolutely not.
yeah. Regardless, what do you think about this news? Are you happy with it? Are you upset about this, or do you just not care? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like what we do here, please rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm Mike with Isaac, and we are saying peace.